Alright, so I just got back from the YMCA about a half hour ago, and my twins, they were doing gymnastics. They're 4 years old. So I'm there for an hour, so I go to the gym part, and I'm working out, doing, some little bike riding and whatever. And I don't have my earphones with me, which they allow you to plug into the little TV set in front of you while you're working out or whatever. So I'm like, well, I don't really need that. I'll just turn on the TV and look at one of the news channels and read the little lines at the bottom of the screen, that the little scrolling tickers or whatever, and see if anything mentions the oil spill, the oil leak, whatever, while I'm there. So I'm pretty sure it was Fox News that was on there. I'm pretty sure. And sure enough, they're talking about something else, and on the bottom, I'm watching the thing go across. You know, update or whatever about the Gulf of Mexico oil leak, or excuse me, oil spill. All the news companies out there call it spill, as if you spilled a cup of water and it's measurable. It's not a spill, it's a leak. And even right now, even though they say it's capped, it's not. And here's the headline that came across the bottom. It said something like uh, oil leak, pressure test, gauges show pressure, um, not what officials were expecting, or not as good as officials would have liked. It was something exactly like that. Not pressure shown not as good as officials liked or would have liked. I was like, really? Which of course I pretty much figured that I already knew that. But everyone else is, let's have a hope and faith and let's be optimists. Which, I mean, I guess I can't blame people, but I'm a realist. If I see a house raging inferno, it's going to be a safe bet that the whole thing, there's nothing going to be left. It's going to be a total loss. Whatever's standing, if anything's standing, everything is burned out of it. For someone to sit on the sideline and say, well, I have hope and faith that that house will miraculously not sustain much damage. After we're all standing there looking at a house raging on fire, absolute raging inferno. Who would even think of such a thing? But in something like this, where we're back here playing armchair quarterback, we're watching the news, and our only source of information, for the most part, most people, is the news, the mainstream media. So whatever they show us gets our opinions formed and our thoughts formed. And they've got us on this whole, just like the webbot said, building tensions, release language. Building tensions, release language, almost on a daily basis. And since even last weekend, Friday, Saturday of last week, when we first heard they're going to put this cap on there, this new and improved cap, it looks good, it's a really good fit, it's going to work, blah, blah, blah. Okay, my hopes are up. Then Monday comes, we're going to have this thing capped in 3 days, by the way. We don't need the end of July or even into August. This will be 3 days from now. We're going to have this thing capped. Wow, that's great news. Monday comes, complications. Letdown, right? There's the building tensions. Emotional release. Darn. And the emotional release can be good too. It doesn't have to be darn. It can be all right. They capped it. Emotional release, and then building tensions again. Sorry, delayed. Shit. Build release again in the opposite way. So that was Monday. Then we had Tuesday. Then they got something on there, and then something else on the side, gasket or something up. Delays again. Darn. Got our hopes up again. Are you surprised when we were first told it was 1,000 barrels a day? Then it turned into 5,000 barrels a day. And when someone said, oh, it's at least 10 or more, oh, no, 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 it's maybe 5. Now we're getting reports of minimal 60,000 barrels a day. The average you find is 80,000 a day, and some are saying 100 to 120,000 a day. Barrels. BP gets fined per barrel, I believe, and I think it's $1,000 per barrel or something like that. It's either a gallon or barrel. I would imagine it's a barrel because a gallon is really minute, so it's probably $1,000 per barrel. But I don't know. So, anyways, they've lied and lied and lied and lied and lied and lied the whole time. Y'all know the damage. There's no oil washing up on this particular store. It's safe. And then someone goes out there's freaking tar balls right there. And then those aren't tar balls from the BP oil spill. Those are tar balls from some leaky rig or some ship that was sunk out 50 years ago. But right now, for the first time, they're washing up on shore. coincidentally at the same time we have this oil leak. It's just nothing but a goddamn lie after lie. So as soon as they said, "Oh, we got this cap on, it's looking good," they shut the valve. Hey, look, I think it's solved. All right. And in every report after that, including people on the news, including the Thad Allen, whatever his name is, including Obama, they've been very precisely saying, "Don't get your hopes up yet, people. Let's not dance in the street yet, okay? This is just the first phase of this thing. It's looking good right now, but this is just one little piece. We can't get excited yet, so don't get excited." As if they're telling you, they already know the outcome. This thing isn't going to be stopped right now. So anyways, I'm at the YMCA. I see the news headline. It's on TV. I'm sure I can come back here to my house half hour later and go online, even to some of the websites I visit, conspiracies or whatever, and find something that corroborates with what I just saw on TV. There has to be. Even, for God's sakes, the alternative media sites I visit, they've got to have it if it was said. And for whatever reason, maybe people are out doing something right now. It's not on the site. So I said, well, let me go to foxnews.com. Nope. Can't find it there. CNN.com. The last thing from CNN is the same thing I read earlier, which is saying they're still doing the tests, and so far it looks to be holding okay. That headline on the news live that I was watching did not say it's holding fine. It said the pressure results of the gauges are not as good as they were hoping for, which means the oil is leaking out from elsewhere. And then we have that guy, Matt Simmons, who used to be on the Council on Foreign Relations. He was an elitist, knew all these guys, the Bilderberg. He's been to Bilderberg meetings. For him to come out on the people's side and say, what the hell are they doing? This thing's leaking 10 miles away. The big oil spill is coming out of the cracks of the ground. You guys are just being shown a dog and pony show with the ones with the ROVs. It's a lie. It's just to keep you guys busy over here with this little fake nonsense going on. That's nothing. The real leak is 10 miles away, and there's no ROVs over there showing you this. That was him saying that. When he first came out, when this oil leak happened, and was saying that it was way bigger, there's cracks in the floor, all of the things that I'm telling you right now, they immediately wrote him off, and no longer is he one of their buddies, right? He's no longer one of the elite's friends. Now they're trying to badmouth him and ruin him, kind of. But he's the only one who says, "I don't care. I'm sticking with this. This is what's important." And so far, he's been right. His outlandish statement, the sea floor is cracked and oil's coming out. Now that's true. And they just said that and just verified it because the gauges are not holding the pressure. Where else is the oil going? Every video we see doesn't show oil coming up like anywhere really. There's a few little dust cloud things coming off the ground, and maybe that's part of it. But that's not going to probably cause the pressure release they're talking about. The pressure's not being hit that they want. All right, I got 2 minutes. So, anyways, I found this thing on the YMCA. I can't find it online. Can't find it on CNN, Fox News, any of my alternative media sites I visit, none of that stuff. I would imagine it's fixing to be out here soon. I know what I saw. It came across probably 5 times as I'm sitting there for a half hour on this little bicycle thing. Even though I can't hear it, I can certainly read. And I know what it said. I'm not even changing, making it fit, the conspiracy theory. It said they cannot, the oil gauges readings that came back were not as good as they were hoping for. Plain as day. What does that mean? They did not hold the pressure that they wanted to hold. Obviously. So, again, building tensions, alright, release, wrong. So I can't wait to hear what comes of this. These little side things they're drilling, little slant drills, wells, almost makes you wonder. And then they stop one of them halfway down, thousands of feet away from the secondary. The secondary well was thousands of feet, or I think it was maybe a couple thousand feet or 5,000 feet away from the well, the main well, and the other one's only 5 feet away from the main well. It almost would seem like they could put a nuclear charge in the deep one, cut that thing down right there, and then on the other side, halfway down, because it's leaking throughout that area, maybe they'll try to nuke it there. I don't know. I'm just guessing here, if they go that route. And from the early people, including, I think, this guy, Matt Simmons, I think he may have said they're going to have to nuke it too. And one of his comments a while back, weeks ago, was that it's going to be a shame that they have to evacuate 20 to 40 million people from the Gulf region. He said that on TV. It was quoted. And thus far, that man has been right. As much as I hate the Global Elite and the Bilderberg Group and all these guys, he is saying something that has been proven right so far. So I have to pay attention and listen. I'd be a fool not to. Anyways, that's all I guess I'm going to talk about right now until something else happens, and then I'll make another video. See you guys later.